When he was 7, Charlie was obsessed with kingfishers. When he was 13, just looking at animals wasn't enough, and he was compelled to take pictures of them. He got his first job as a wildlife cameraman when he was 16. But now he's 40, Charlie's done something that sounds crazy. He's bought a rainforest in Peru.
I didn't want to sit around and spend my life being depressed about the environment and not doing anything about it. So I thought, right, if I can do my bit, then at least I know in my life I've done my bit, however small that is.
Charlie wanted to understand the issues and the people threatening the whole rainforest.
Então para nós é difícil. Nós não tiramos a madeira, nós não sobrevive.
But the more time he spends in the Amazon, the more he's convinced that saving the rainforest is more important than the people cutting it down.
You know, I just found them in the act of illegally chopping a tree down. And the whole reason I bought the land was so that didn't happen.
There are those that say that it's already too late, that human beings have poisoned the planet. But if we're going down, Charlie's going down fighting.
It hasn't stopped raining now. 2 days? And I'm getting really, really bored of it. Because when it rains here, you're stuck because you can't get out because all the rivers are swollen, so I can't drive across them. Just relentless.
Charlie paid £6,000 for 100 acres of rainforest without seeing it first. This is his second visit in the last 4 months, and while he's here, he wants to photograph every single animal he can find.
He's so angry. I don't blame him.
But he also has a much grander ambition, because his land is strategically placed at the end of the only road for miles leading to Manu National Park.
I suppose the thing that excites me about it is that of all the rainforests in the world, it is the best one, and it's the most biodiverse place on Earth.
Charlie wanted to use his 100 acres as a barrier to stop people smuggling trees from the world's most precious rainforest. But when he first arrived, he discovered that his own piece of paradise was little more than bamboo and coca fields. And the few guards that patrol the area found a message warning him not to interfere.
Orden de disparo, o sea que orden cuando estás pasando, para todos.
What a massive cock-up.
But Charlie's biggest problem was that the son of the guy he bought his forest from was still using the land as a base to illegally fell trees.
Si ahora se van a cortar, sacar madera a mi hijo, entonces no hay con qué mantenerse mi hijo porque tiene ese problema mi hijo.
Me dijiste que está en patria, no es sanito.
Invalidita es.
Don't know what I say to that. 100% sure I believe it, but personally I don't trust him. If we were all too compassionate, then just the doors and the floodgates would open on the Amazon and the place would be destroyed.
It turns out that not only is Ilias still using the huts on Charlie's land,
Okay.
he's also cleared some of the forest to grow crops.
It's like
Is it the yucca that's your main income, or is that the illegal logging?
cuando sale buena la yuquita en ganas también. Esta yuca debería estar así grueso. Unos 3 meses más tiene que ensanchar. Mientras sale un año siempre tienes que sacar un poco de madera y espaca. Mientras no hay plata para la casa, pues nada siempre.
Charlie thought it would take less than a year to protect this corner of the Amazon, but a third of the way through, and he's responsible for a squatter who's accused of logging the park he came to defend. It's probably not the best time for Charlie's wife Philippa to come and see what they've spent their money on.
She's come to inspect my purchase, see what I've bought. Probably turn up and see what an idiot I've been. There you go.
Hello.
Hi, darling.
But at least he had the good sense to book a hotel 30 minutes away from his 100 acres of disappointment.
Oh, wow.
This is Sylvania Finisnative.
Look at that. Doilies. Is that a lizard? There. It's going there. There's a little tree frog.
Oi!
Where's he gone?
He's landed.
Look at him.
See, I don't want you to catch me. So I've got a nice feeling of butterflies, like when you're a child again and you're going to get a surprise. Do you get excited when you come here?
When I come here?
Yeah. Do you get excited?
No.
Not anymore.
No. I don't, because I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. It's sort of like a big burden around my neck. Nisky paraíso. That means sweet paradise. Look, isn't it beautiful? That's a classic rainforest, isn't it? Look. Best water you'll ever drink, that is.
I knew it wouldn't be easy. I knew conservation isn't just about putting a fence around something and leaving it. And Charlie won't be told anything.
He always feels that if you just leave the natural world alone, it will all be fine.
But conservation doesn't happen in a bubble.
Old chainsaw chain.
Whatever the problem and wherever you are in the world, people are the solution. You can't do it on your own. It doesn't work.
This is all logging and cocaine growing paraphernalia. That's what this land was for. You know, we all sort of get very excited about all that stuff. It's just normal here. It's no different to them from growing wheat, really.
Ilias owns his own patch of forest, but the way out for any trees he cuts down is through Charlie's land. If Charlie boots him out, he'll have no income from his trees or his crops.
Ilias!
And if that happens, he's afraid that Ilias will have no choice but to start logging in the national park.
And this is their land.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have. But it's still illegal in terms of
Yeah,
logging it.
they haven't got a logging
because they haven't got
concession.
license or...
Yeah, so they're not allowed. Doesn't seem to be stopping them there.
But surely if you were offered a better option, you'd take it.
I would have thought so.
He's not doing this because this is easy. He's not doing it because he's a bad person.
He's just always done it. I just wish he'd do it a bit louder now so we could work out where he is. The thing is, he can be anywhere. Right, I suggest we go up this path.
Oh.
Carry on.
What are we actually saying to him when we find him?
Huh?
What are we saying to him when we find him?
Hello,
just-
Elias, this is my
I
wife.
thought we'd like to meet my wife.
Elias! Elias! Elias, how are you? Oh, what's that? Es mi esposa, Filipa. Es Ilya.
Buenos días.
Esta es la recta del parque.
So there's the national park.
Parque.
See?
Este es el terreno de mi papá, esto.
That's my land, not your dad's.
His dad's land.
I love it. That's my dad's land. No, it's not.
Acá está la yuca. Aquí.
There, this
Esquina,
bit.
ajá, acá abajo.
Oh, okay.
Quiero decir, este año se fue a casa en yuca. Hace el otro año se buena yuca y sacaba sal rápido. Ahora tiene que estar 200 sacos así nomás ya.
So the yucca that's there now, how much is that worth to you if it's a good crop?
Ahorita la yuca está 50.
So if you're pulling out 10,000 soles worth, I need to know what you make from that.
A la franca, así cobrando con medicinas así, casi nada no se gana en yuca.
You must make some profit,
Sí, más.
Elias, otherwise you wouldn't do it.
Sí.
When you fumigate it, how much does it cost every time?
400 soles cada fumigada. Antes no había nada, sanita era la yuca. No con cosas, medicinas, nada, nada.
I do feel sorry for him, and that's why I'm thinking, is there anything I can do to help? I don't want to throw people off land. I don't want to cut off their income. What can I do? Is there anything I can do to try and find some middle ground? At the moment, I don't know what that is. There might be something I can. Maybe I could buy his yucca crop off him as a sort of parting gesture. But I don't like the fact that I am now responsible for playing an important part in these people's lives. That's not why I did any of this. It wasn't part of the bargain as far as I was concerned when I bought it.
He knew he might have to fight to keep people out of Manu, but Charlie never imagined that his land would still be in use, or that his decisions could change the life of a family living in poverty.
I think he finds people difficult sometimes and complicated. It's much easier if you can go off with your camera, put a lens between you and people, and then you can be in your own safe little world. It's always been his escape. It's always been his escape. Relationships are complicated. People are complicated.
Charlie fell in love with the rainforest because he spent years here photographing animals. And before Philippa goes home, he wants to show her how extraordinary the Amazon is if you remove the human beings.
I'm taking Philippa up to one of my favourite places in the world, which is an oxbow lake called Cocha Salvador. I know the family there very well, so it's kind of like I'm going to see some old friends and take Philippa along. They just happen to be otters rather than people. I got some otters.
Yeah, I got.
The giant river otter can grow to 6 feet. It is one of the most endangered mammals in the Amazon. and there are perhaps as few as 1,000 left in the wild.
So I just have this weird, total obsession with them. I could just gaze at them for hours. These guys just love each other. They never stop looking after each other, and grooming each other and playing with each other. Perfect little family, really. And they'll die for each other.
Charlie's obsession with animals began when he was 7, not long after his father died.
When his dad died, it made him mistrust human relationships slightly, in the sense that for any child, losing a parent is so mind-blowing, is so massive. And when you're a child, changes your whole view of reality. But yeah, his escape route and ultimately controlled environment is in a hide with a camera.
Though Charlie has spent his life in the most remote corners of the planet, he's never had to deal with local people. But if he's going to work out what to do with Ilias, he can't just sit in a tent and hope he'll go away. So after Philippa has gone back to England, Charlie decides that he needs to understand the issues threatening the Amazon from the point of view of the people cutting it down. Though he sees illegal loggers as dangerous criminals, it's almost impossible to police the whole forest, and the Peruvian government hardly even try.
Pero vamos a cuidarnos siempre porque como es peligroso, no hay que poner la mano acá.
Okay.
Pues nos muerde el dedo y...
It'd be horrifically painful.
Up to 80% of the timber exported from Peru has been cut down illegally. And like many loggers, Beto owns his own land, but he doesn't have a permit to remove the trees.
Very nice.
Mucha calor.
Sí. It sure is.
Beto has already felled a number of trees, but he needs help to take the timber into town, and has hired his friend Modesto and his trusty vintage truck Rambo.
What's that?
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Charlie?
Hola.
Aquí ya estamos ya en el sitio en Toro.
Ajá.
Estamos en el terreno de Beto García, en donde aquí vamos a permanecer los 3 días. ¿Bien, Charlie?
Sí, bien.
Ya, de
Bien.
igual manera. Tranquilo.
Good.
Ya, muy bien, Beto. Ahora sí tenemos que irnos al trabajo. Vámonos ya. ¿Has traído un poco de coca, cigarro? Sí, hay todo, sí. A ver, Charlie, vamos a tomar una gaseosa. La tierra está pidiendo, la tierra. La tierra está pidiendo. Sírvete.
Salud, gracias.
A ver, con Pachamama Santa Tierra.
Sí, gracias, Pachamama.
Sírvanse, ¿eh? Salud, Charlie. Creo que estás medio triste. poco torcido el bolillo, pero va a salir algo. Ya. Ya, ahora sí se puede empezar a cortar ya.
Although it's against the law for Beto to take wood from his land, when you're working with chainsaws in the middle of nowhere, getting caught by the authorities isn't your biggest worry.
Eso fue bolillando el árbol, o sea, trozándolo. Me corté la rodilla con la motosierra. Un corte así. Faltaba un poquito, ya me quedaba sin pierna. A la oroya he llegado ya apenas.
I'm not naturally someone who wants to go and immerse my life into the lives of strangers. However, what I do is I think of images, and that actually gets me excited and gets me in.
Se lo mea de esta manera. Ahí va. Tira a la derecha. Das un poco de retro, ¿ya? Para salir. Ya, ahí ya estás adelante. ¿Puedes cargar madera?
Okay, I'll try.
No, no. Las manos así. Charlie, mira. Ahí.
Oh, okay, like that.
Así mira. Cuidado nomás que pise.
Oh!
No, que mire bien. Ya, ahí está, ya lo ha levantado. Ahí está. ¿Ah?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm too tall. I can't get the balance. I can feel my back going. Okay. Menos fuerte.
Muy macho Charlie, amigo. Siempre ha hecho de él, ¿no?
Ever since I was a kid, I was a wildlife photographer. It's what I did. And I'd never really bothered to move outside of that. But I'm suddenly more interested in them. I don't know why I'm suddenly more interested in them. I suppose I've been learning more about them. I say them, I mean people.
Over 50% of Peru is covered with Amazon rainforest, and life is so densely packed here that every couple of kilometers has more species of tree than most of Europe. And each tree supports thousands of other plants, animals, and insects.
Este es un arrocito con papitas con fideo dorado y portolita. Pero de cocinar, cocinamos normal todo. Lo más rápido. Se puede hacer porque para hacer otras cosas se necesita compañera, esposa. Esposa sí cocina otras cosas más ricas. No viene años ya porque yo estoy separado. Aparte somos ya como 7 años.
Do your kids ever come out and help you here?
Por parte de mis hijos, pues les gusta también la selva, les encanta, pero así como para que ellos visiten nomás. Eso ellos no piensan así sufrir como yo ya, o sea, quieren ser otra persona. Otra persona quieren ser.
It must be tough for you, Beto, just without your wife and kids being here.
Es difícil vivir así solo. Y a la vez triste. Por ratos uno se siente siempre solo, abandonado. Sí, es triste, sí, triste.
Because they fetch the highest price, large hardwoods are increasingly rare in Peru. And Beto's been saving one to help pay for his children's education.
Es una reserva que lo tengo hace mucho tiempo. Ajá, para poder sustentar a mi familia.
Sounds dead to me.
Hueco está, pero ya parte cabeza puede dar.
¿Qué te parece, Charlie, el arbolito? ¿Está excelente o no?
It seems to me so precious and beautiful, but when you ask me what I think of the tree, that's what I think of the tree. Does it not bother you that this is illegal? Because I know it's your land, isn't it? But you're not allowed to cut the trees down on it.
Casi la mayoría ilegal. O sea, fuera de las leyes de INREN. Ajá. Es solamente nos presiona y nada más, pero no tenemos ayuda del Estado, o sea, de nuestro gobierno.
¿Cuánto nos podría ofrecer por este arbolito para no tumbarlo? Este arbolito tampoco no se podría tumbar así nomás porque este bota oxígeno, tú sabes, Charlie. ¿Sí o no? Dime, Charlie. Míralo bien, chequéalo bien el arbolito. Está inmenso arbolito. ¿No?
Está indeciso, está pensando.
Charlie está pensando.
I wish I was rich enough to pay you not to. But if I paid you not to cut this tree down, pay the next guy not to cut the next tree down.
Sí.
If I was rich enough, we could not cut any of them down.
Creo que lo tumbamos nomás el día de mañana el arbolito, ¿no? Voy a, por qué todo eso.
Muy bonita.
Bonito lugar.
Hey, that's gorgeous.
La mañana, el amanecer de este lugar. Tal vez podamos estudiar un poco la Santa Biblia. ¿Le gustaría?
Sí.
Gracias. Esta es viendo la naturaleza, como creó Dios ¿no? al principio. Y Dios hizo animales silvestres según su género, ganado según su género, y todo reptil según su especie. Y vio Dios que era bueno. Y también creó Dios los árboles que dan fruto, y todo eso. Y se hizo todo a la orden de Dios. La selva es más hermoso que pueda haber en nuestro planeta. Ya para mí es una gran prueba que existe nuestro Señor, o sea, nuestro Creador del cielo. Porque hay muchas personas que quieren ver todavía no sé qué pruebas para decir que existe Dios. Pero en cambio yo pienso de otra manera. Suficiente con la naturaleza.
Beto's obviously spent his life in the forest and has a real understanding of it. But I don't believe in God. I don't see the forest in the same way as he does. But I don't think either is right or wrong. And it's kind of nice to just hang out with him and hear what he's got to say about it. Because it's, you know, he has a love and respect for the place. And I think he finds it compromising that he has to cut trees down. But equally, I think that's just what he has to do. You know, these guys do care about the forest. And, you know, I completely admit I'm wrong about this situation.
Porque está vacío adentro y no hay sostención ya del árbol. No hay sostención ya. Es muy peligroso. Solamente está agarrando parte de cáscara nomás.
It's horrifically dangerous what they're about to do. And you know, if this thing falls on you, you're dead. There's no two ways about it.
Ahí atrás nomás, ¿ya? Ahí nomás van a estar, ya va a caer ya.
Okay. I'm amazed, they're all standing around it. And they're saying to me, you know, keep back, and they're all sort of standing in a ring around it. I don't know where it's going to fall, though. Some. And then there's a silence, a complete silence. And then you get all these guys, you get their excitement because you know, they've just felled a tree, so they're all excited now.
Eso magado, malogrado. No da. No da es nada. Está desde la base hasta la cabeza está malogrado.
Esa es mi nada.
When we finally cut that tree down, there was this moment of sadness as they realised that it was dead all the way through. And I think particularly for Beto, it had it earmarked because it was going to make him a fair whack of money for his kids' education. And the weird thing was, I was very sad that the tree had come down, but I was also very sad for Beto as well, that it was completely worthless.
Es una alegría para mí de repente este festejo en donde los amigos debemos darnos nuestro trato, ¿no? No nos sacrificamos por las puras, debemos darnos nuestro trato. Y les brindo un brindis por cumpleaños de mi hijo Yuri David Salas. Saludo con todos y un brindis, mi querido Charlie. Vamos, okay. Ya. Ah.
What am I going to do with my land? You know, if I fight to protect the forest, it's going to have an impact on these people's lives. And I'm still resolute about that, but it's made me, I suppose, slightly more conscious of the fact that if you do stop people illegal logging, firstly, they're going to have to go somewhere else. And secondly, you're cutting off what's important to them as people, and I suppose it's not without its cost.
Just like Beto or Ilias, Charlie makes a living exploiting the natural world. He supports his family with a camera rather than a chainsaw. But in their own way, his images damage the environment. Charlie's pictures show us a world that doesn't exist anymore. It's a fantasy that we all want to believe. Because these pictures tell us all is well with planet Earth.
To purely photograph wildlife presents the world almost in a bubble, and in a slightly optimistic bubble. A world that's better than it actually is. I mean, the only way I can ever really communicate my understanding of this place is to just be honest about it and look at the reality of how everything is, good and bad. and look for the truth. As I've seen it firsthand. And as a result, you'd be a fool not to try and do something, and you'd be wrong if you didn't. That's why I'm here.
In the last 20 years, over 5.5 million acres of rainforest have been destroyed in Peru. That's nearly 700 acres a day, cut down for crops, cattle, timber, and gold.
How low profile do we go with this camera? Why? It's a world full of illegal activity, and a lot of people here won't want to be filmed.
Oh, that'll be all right.
I'm not sure it will.
"50 miles from Charlie's Land is one of the many towns built in pursuit of gold. It has a reputation for booze, prostitution, and violence. But if you strike it lucky, gold can bring you in one day what many Peruvians earn in a year." Charlie's here to spend 2 weeks living life as a gold miner with Erasmus.
La minería es pronto rico, pronto pobre, ¿no? Si tenemos suerte, sacamos buen oro. Si no hay suerte, ya pues hay que ir a otro sitio a buscar. Entonces nos vamos el día de mañana a las 6 de la mañana. Ahí vamos a estar durante el tiempo necesario hasta que seas un buen trabajador como peruano.
Wow. Wow.
There are over 40,000 gold miners in Peru, and though Erasmus is legitimate and has all the correct paperwork, 98% of mines operate illegally.
El material funciona por ese fierro, lo hemos traído por la bomba. De la bomba expulsa hacia la tolva. Allá donde está hay una zaranda. Lo clasifica la piedra por el material menudo que tiene oro. De ahí baja por la tolva y va por las alfombras. En estas alfombras está la producción del día. Mira, ¿ves por acá?
See, there it is. It's so small, it's almost imperceptible.
Así sale el orito, es polvo nada más. ¿Eh?
Wow, it's so tiny.
I got these heavy.
Every 16 hours, the mats are rinsed and shaken out before the gold-bearing sludge is scraped into a barrel.
En este proceso el mercurio es lo que coge al oro. Esas chispitas que van, eso lo coge. Lo coge y lo junta. Según los expertos, dicen que el mercurio pues, es un elemento tóxico y hace mucho daño. Pero en cambio yo, mire, yo trabajo 32 años y no sufro ningún mal.
So he's mixing the mercury with the sludge?
Esto va a ser más o menos una hora. De una hora ya todo el mercurio lo va a coger al oro.
¿Una hora?
Sí.
¿Sí?
Una hora, sí. Este trabajo, así como lo estamos haciendo, legalmente ante la ley está prohibido. hay unos métodos, ¿no? Hay otra tecnología de poder trabajar minería, sin mercurio, ¿no? Pero nosotros no tenemos ese capital y por eso estamos haciendo así momentáneamente nomás.
Mercury poisoning can result in brain damage, kidney damage, lung failure, and possibly miscarriage. Illegal miners dump nearly 30 tons of this heavy metal into Peruvian rivers every year. And a recent study found that many people in local communities had mercury levels in their bodies 5 times the safe limit.
Somewhere in there, there's a whole lot of gold. I can't see any.
Ya. Y aquí lo vamos a prensar de bonito, así. ¿Ya? Ese es el azul que está saliendo. Y el oro está quedando. Así. Aquí está el orito. Que es el 50% de oro, 50% de mercurio, está acá. Esto lo vamos a quemar aquí con un soplete. Mira, esto debe quemarse en una retorta, pero en el otro campamento, y lo vamos a quemar superficialmente acá para que lo vean.
Okay. I'm not sure which way the wind's going, I'm trying to work it out. I think it's going that way. Because mercury's one thing, but mercury vapor is a much more dangerous proposition. Gold.
Oro de 24 quilates.
24.
Sí. 6 gramos y medio. Un promedio de 650 soles.
That's 650 soles, about 175 pounds, which isn't much really for 24 hours work, staff, camp, fuel, everything else.
Este trabajo, Charlie, no es rentable. Ahorita con esto no es rentable.
Muy bonito, ¿no?
Muy
It's
bonito.
very beautiful.
Se dice oro, ¿no? El oro, por más chiquito que sea, es bonito.
Perdón.
Chiquito, bonito.
The Peruvian government has recently cracked down on illegal mining, and some predict it will reduce gold exports by up to 25%. But the threat of 12 years in jail seems unlikely to stop people willing to risk their lives working in these poisonous pits. Besides, the quota system has done little to stop illegal logging. With the mine not delivering, Erasmus has decided to change the suction pump and stem the leaks in the soft piping.
Cuanto más tiempo tripulamos, vamos a comenzar más tarde y vamos a trabajar menos, más rápido posible. En este trabajo no existe el cansancio.
I'm working as hard as I can. Come on. There we go. Woohoo! We're gonna get some gold! You know what's weird is, I got all excited about finding gold. Well, them finding gold, not me. I don't need any gold. You forget all the problems, all the environmental stuff that I'm banging on about and worrying about. And you just get fixed on sorting this stuff out and getting some gold out of it. But you become a bit obsessed.
The gold needed to make a single wedding ring produces over 20 tons of toxic waste. But of course, most gold doesn't end up as jewelry. Most of it is buried in bank vaults because we can't think of a better way to prop up our economy. The Bank of England alone has 4,500 tons of the stuff. But even in this desert of mud and mercury, there is some life that is returning.
Something bit me.
The old mining pits are not only used for bathing, they also provide a handy supply of fish.
You got one?
Piranha.
Piranha?
Sí. Eso es frito más rico.
Yeah? It's good with chips. Then take the hook out.
¿Vamos a sacarla?
Look at those teeth. Whoa. So wouldn't want to get your finger stuck in that.
Eso es piranha. Chiquitos.
These must be what bite me when I go for a swim. It makes you realise just how many piranhas there are in this lake.
Yes.
Gotcha. Look at that. I think that's the biggest one of the day. This piranha will have mercury in it. It will get eaten by something else. I don't know the cumulative effect of all these ponds in the forest full of mercury. I can't imagine it's actually very good. As well as us, because we're drinking out of it and washing in it and washing our clothes in it. They're desperate people. They're not blowing their money whoring in the bars. I'm sure some of them are when they're making it rich, but most of them are desperate people and decent people. You know, I look at Erasmus and I can see he's got his failings. He's money grabbing and he's probably not the best person in the world to his staff. But equally, you know, he's 55, he's got no pension, he's got no health care, he's got nothing. So it's sort of make or break now for him over the next 10 years, while he's got the physical strength to keep going. He's got to make enough money to sustain him and until the end. And you can see it in his eyes that ain't working at the moment.
Miners usually get up to 25% of the gold they find. But with so little being produced, no one's getting paid.
¿Por qué no quieres pegar pe? Mira, ni le nos tragan quién paga pe. O sea, a lo menos te me ponte la mano al pecho pe.
Sí, que saque o no saque, no tuve todo.
Que saque, no saque, permiso. Así como están viendo, la minería no solamente es ganar, no solamente es riqueza. La minería también es fracaso. Uno trabaja porque necesitamos. A veces los dueños son justos.
Acá tengo como perros ya casi una semana y medio y no hemos ganado casi nada, ¿no? Con 100 soles nomás como estamos haciendo y apenas va a cubrir el pasaje. ¿Está listo, no, promo?
Ya nos vamos.
Did we have success? I mean, we did a lot of work.
Este alce ha salido pues, menos que ayer, menos.
da unos 4,5, 5 gramos.
5 gramos.
Sí.
Muy poquito.
Muy poquito. Ahí está.
It's tiny.
Vamos a pasarlo para este lado. Para este lado vamos a pasar. Puede ser que mejore ahí.
The rainforest of the gold miners is just a resource. It's just a place that you can find gold, and there happens to be a load of trees here. I think some things are just very wrong. I think this is one of them. I've been bumbling along, getting to know people, getting to know their side of the story. And I don't know. I don't really care about people sometimes. Now I just feel complicit in it. And I haven't come here to chop trees down. It's one thing watching other people do it, it's another thing doing it yourself. I mean, let's be honest, what am I going to really find out by doing it myself? All I'm going to do is become complicit in something that I fundamentally disagree with. Regardless of the social issues, regardless of all the however nice people are, regardless of the fact that people have to live, I still don't agree with it. And if that's called judging, then well, so be it, then I'm judging. But
In 2008, the financial crisis sent gold prices through the roof, and the number of trees cut down to find a shiny yellow metal tripled. Since then, 90,000 acres of rainforest have been scratched away, and 180 tons of mercury has bled into the rivers. Not even Erasmus is immune to this hell.
Amigo Charlie, tengo una emergencia a la ciudad de Puerto Maldonado hoy día. Mi esposa está en una amenaza de aborto y se ha quedado internada en la posta hoy día en la mañana cuando la han llevado. Ya. Y bueno, hay que ser fuertes, ¿no? No todo es ganar, también hay perder. Y cuando se pierde Charles. Y en esta vez he perdido yo.
It doesn't matter who's to blame. And it doesn't matter that it's complicated. Time is running out, and tough decisions have to be made. Charlie can't protect his corner of the Amazon and at the same time allow an illegal logger to use his land. When he gets back to Manu, he heads to Ilyas's house to tell him it's time to leave the land.
Hola. Hey, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Yeah. Hello. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cuántos años? 5. Ah. I just thought I'd come and say hi, meet your family.
Ya, o sea, un día cuando, o sea, al principio cuando ha nacido, o sea, era una niña normal. Y a los 3 meses, cuando estaba haciendo pilar arroz, porque o sea, antes trabajábamos también arroz. Entonces el señor me dice, pon el saco. Entonces me agacho y me coge el motor a ella. Entonces empezó así a dar vueltas el motor. Y ahí, al principio pensé que ella estaba muerta. Ya entonces yo me doy cuenta a menudo que va creciendo ella a los 3 años y 3 años medio ya, porque no era normal. O sea, yo veo a mi hija que no va al colegio, no va al jardín y los otros niños sí van, entonces... O sea, a veces pienso, hasta incluso he llegado de quitarme la vida, o sea, a ella y a mí, porque se siente horrible. Tal vez yo no o sea, a mis familiares, a otras personas no lo digo, pero yo lo siento así.
Sí, entiendo.
Johnny, still want to kick him off the land?
No. No, this has just made my decision infinitely more complicated. I was all agreed in my own mind that I was going to chuck Ilyas off the land until I went round to his house. You know, what sort of bastard would I be if I did? There's no way. Behind every horrific story lie a bunch of perfectly decent people just trying to survive.